Alright guys, welcome back to another TNA Impact Wrestling review for July 5th, 2012. And I thought tonight's show was actually pretty good. They kind of downplayed the whole AJ Dixie thing. I think they're going in a new direction. They probably realized this isn't working very well. But I thought the X Division matches were good. The Bound for Glory match was very good. And overall, I thought this was a decent show tonight. This was pretty good. It starts out with Bully Ray coming out. He says he has a huge announcement. He's going live on Twitter. He plugs his new account. He calls out Joseph Park. Park comes out and Bully says he accepts the match. Park says he already beat him at Slammiversary. He will beat him again next week in a no DQ match. Bully has a restraining order against Abyss, so Abyss isn't going to be there to help Joe Parks. Bully lays him out from behind, and that was it. I thought this was a fine segment. They've been building this up. It's supposed to happen next week, so that's fine. I thought that was decent. Hogan tells tells Austin Aries he needs the belt tonight. Then we see Dixie sitting backstage with Al Snow and D'Lo Brown, and she says she doesn't want to talk about AJ and Claire. And then we get Crimson versus Devon for the TV title. Kind of a in-between match here. Crimson pulls the tights so far that Devon actually rolls over and kicks the ref in the head. Devon hits the spinebuster for the win. Afterwards, Madison Rayne comes out. I know a lot of us have been thinking the crush was Garrett, and then we thought, okay, maybe it's Devon. She comes out, she pushes right past Devon and kisses Earl Hebner. So, swerve, but why? Why do this? Where is this going to go? I mean, what can they do with this? Really? So that was just bizarre. I don't understand the reasoning behind that, but whatever. I don't really care either, so. Sabin comes out, says he always wanted to be a wrestler. His dream is turning into a nightmare. Says everyone's telling him to retire. Bobby Roode comes out, says Sabin's a pathetic wrestler just like the rest of the X Division. It brings up Jesse Sorensen here. Sabin keeps moving back and forth. This looked so ridiculous. Like, he's on the crutches, so Bobby Roode is walking around his back. Sabin's got the look on his face like, I gotta be careful, this guy could attack me at any time. So he's constantly, like, moving with Bobby Roode. And it's just, I was just thinking, just stop. Stop moving, Bobby Roode, just talk. I thought it looked goofy, but the segment was okay. He says that he's going to end Austin Aries' career, and he's going to attack. What's he say here? He kicks one of the crutches out from Sabin, and he just works over his knee, which was a great way to get heat. Austin Aries comes out to chase him off, but I mean, if Sabin's going to be going soon, and at this point, I don't understand why TNA would keep him around. I like Sabin. This is a horrible injury. Maybe he really is going to retire from this. I mean, 2 messed up knees. He's going to be taken off TV for a year again. And it's a horrible situation. But if he's going to be on his way out, it's a good way for Bobby Roode to go out there and get some heat. So, I mean, I guess I was fine with it. But then we get Dakota Darso versus Flip Casanova. Dakota's nose gets busted open here. I don't know if it was broken or what the hell happened, but it looked very bad. I mean, this guy was pouring blood. Maybe not Joey Mercury with the ladder, but still, this was pretty bad. Flip wins after hitting a shooting star senton. That's the only thing I can think of to call this move. It was very cool, though, and this was a pretty good match. Then we see Tara and Miss Tessmacher promo on Gale backstage. Apparently, I don't know why, but they were supposed to do Gail Kim versus Miss Tessmacher tonight for the Knockouts title. And the kayfabe reason is that Gail Kim has got her lawyers, and they're holding it off till next week. So tonight we get Tara and Tessmacher versus Gail and Madison. I don't know why they did this. I guess they thought they had enough stuff on the show. Let's start building up next week's show. Let's just focus on the pay-per-view, which is a good call. But they should have thought about that last week before they advertised the match. Now, I'm not saying I care or anything. I'm not saying, oh my God, the Tessmacher-Gail Kim match wasn't on the show. Boo. I'm not saying anything like that. It's just kind of weird that they changed the card at the last minute like this. But whatever, we get the tag match instead. Tara actually hits the Widow's Peak on Madison and then tags in Tessmacher, who hits her little clothesline move and gets the win. Kind of weird to see him acting like this. Maybe in the future Tara will say, "I'm tired of always watching your back." Tara turns heel. Something like that could be in the future. Okay, so AJ Styles comes out. He says Christopher Daniels is lying again. Daniels comes out with Kazarian. Kazarian says AJ gets junkie whores pregnant. My mouth dropped open on that because I was just thinking, holy crap, that's pretty intense, even though Claire is just like a local actress or whatever. But Daniels says that they have proof, but AJ says it's about him and Daniels. He says, "I don't care about this. You don't care. This has always just been about me and you." Thank God. Maybe they will just forget this whole thing and go with AJ versus Daniels. Daniels gets very upset about being called a prick. I thought that was hilarious. He's just like, "You call me a prick? You call me a prick?" And Kazarian has to hold him back here. I mean, he's definitely overworking it, but it was funny. AJ says he wants this match at Destination X. I thought this was fine. Of course, I expected the worst with this whole pregnancy thing. I was afraid they'd bring in like Mari Povich for a paternity test, and AJ, you are the father, some crazy crap like that. So for what they did tonight, I'm fine with it. Let's just sweep this under the rug and move on with our lives. Nobody cares about this angle, and we need to get on with this. Back to the wrestling, which was very good tonight. Okay, so Hulk Hogan's backstage, and some guy comes in and hands Hogan an envelope. He says, he just walks in and he says, "We're not cowards. We're not hiding." And then he walks away. So Hogan opens it. What the hell was this? He opens it up. It's obviously a setup for the three mystery men, the Sting angle. Even though they didn't say that directly, it's obvious. And Hogan opens it. It's a piece of paper. It's got like 4 playing cards. I think it was like 2 8s and 2 aces or something. I don't know what this means. Nobody knows what this means. It's very, not in a good way, but very mysterious. But in a shitty way, where no one cares and you're just shaking your head like, why? Like, why do this? And the first thing I think of when I see the playing cards is that angle from last year, I think, where Sting was the Joker and Kurt Angle and the other guys put on like clown masks and were beating everyone up. That's the first thing that came to mind here, and that was terrible. So hopefully they have something better in mind. This was kind of cheesy to me. Hogan's like, "Stop that guy, get that guy, brother." And it was just so ridiculous. Alright, so then we get Kenny King versus Lars Only. This was another great match. Kenny King wins after a kick to the head and a big slam on... he hits the slam on Lars Only, wins the match, and afterwards he tells Christie he came to win. Now, this is good for Kenny King. He's probably the best guy they have that they've brought in for this X Division tournament thing. Out of all these guys, he's probably the best one they have. However, he's also one half of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions with Rhett Titus and the All Night Express. So I thought it was a good match. Kenny King's a great wrestler. He's got a great look. He's good on the mic. Or he's decent on the mic. But everything was good. But what the hell does this mean? Because honestly, I'm going to probably make my predictions video up later tonight. But what does this mean? Because if all these guys are in the X Division tournament, I see Kenny King winning this. If it's not him, maybe Sanjay. But he's looking like the standout choice here, and I wonder what that means for Ring of Honor. I don't know. There's probably going to be a whole bunch of news on this on the internet later. But it was a great match, and then we get a great video for Austin Aries. Aries congratulates Kenny King backstage. Of course, they're both from Ring of Honor. And then he tells the cameraman that he's going to hand the belt over to Hogan by 10 o'clock tonight. We see the Bound for Glory series standings as they are now. Magnus is actually in 3rd place, which is great news. Then we get James Storm versus Jeff Hardy. They really did a great job hyping this up. The entire night they were playing video packages for James Storm, then one for Jeff Hardy. I thought they did a great job building this match up. And it was a good match, a lot of near falls, a lot of back and forth. Hardy eventually wins after dodging the last call super kick and hitting the twist of fate. Good match. Hardy gets 7 points. He's now in 4th place. So Jeff Hardy's still behind Magnus, which is crazy. Kurt Angle says that Ken Anderson is a real winner. And next week it's going to be Anderson versus Angle in Bound for Glory series, Tessmacher versus Gale, and Bully Ray versus Joseph Park. So it should be a good show next week also. Then Hulk Hogan comes out. Bobby Roode interrupts him. Roode says that Aries' blood will be on Hogan's hands. Aries comes out. He gives him the 3 options again. He says, option C, we fight right now. So Roode says, you're not worth it. He goes to leave, but then he turns around. He tries to hit him with the title. Aries ducks, hits Roode with the title, and afterwards he holds up both belts and then hands the X Division title to Hulk Hogan. That was it. That was the Destination X pay-per-view go-home show, and I thought they did a good job with this. They hyped up Aries versus Roode, which they have hyped it up before, but it was always like opening segment. It never really finished the show strong. So they did hype that up, and thankfully it looks like we're nearing the end of this AJ Dixie storyline. I'm very happy about that. The X Division matches were good. I was hoping to see some more names. Kenny King was a great surprise, but I was hoping to see more names than Lars Only and Flip Kendrick and Dakota Darsow or whatever. I was hoping for some more surprises like last week when we got Jigsaw and Sabian. And I don't know, I hear this rumor that Chikara is going to start working with Ring of Honor, which is great for both guys, but to be honest, TNA doesn't really push the X Division other than this time of year. After this, they kind of just flounder. So I don't understand why they would bring in Chikara guys unless they have big plans for the X Division, which is what I would like to see. So that's another good sign. But I'm just not expecting it. I have hope that they'll do that, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't care about the X Division after this pay-per-view at all. So I'm kind of, I'll believe it when I see it, one of those type of guys. But yeah, overall I thought this was a good show, some good wrestling, and nothing so goofy and cheesy I just couldn't believe it. So I thought it was a fine show, and that's it really. That's my review of this week's Impact Wrestling. I hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on this week's show in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Bye.